Good morning, everybody. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for giving us your time. We'll start with today's session as quickly. First question. In 2001, 1 lakh people, which is 10% of the total population of a city, used private vehicles. 50% of the population used public transport. In 2011, there was a decadal growth of 10%, and it was observed that 5 lakh people use public transport, while 2 lakh people use private vehicles. Which of these pie charts depict the transportation mode usage in 2011? All right. Yes. Now let's lay the things down. In 2001, okay. In 2001, 10% was 1 lakh, which means 100% will be 10 lakh. Now, in 2011, decadal growth happened of 10%. Decadal growth, okay? Which means if in 2001, population was 10 lakh, in 2011, population will be 10 lakh plus 1 lakh, which is 10% of 10 lakh. So, population became 11 lakh. All right, in 2011. Total population became 11 lakh. What we also know is 2011, the public transport was used by 5 lakh people. So public transport was used by 5 lakh people. So 5 upon 11 multiplied by 100. This comes to approximately 45.5 or 45.45 something, which comes to approximately 46%. So 46% has to be public transport in that case. So of all the options which are given here, option B is the one which satisfies that condition. So B is the right one. Also, we are given that 2 lakh uses private vehicles. 2 upon 11 into 100 also comes to 18.18%. So even that value is correct. So option B is the one which is the right answer here. All right. We'll move to the next one. In a school, 600 students, in a school of 600 students, 10% play football, hockey, and cricket, while 60 were engaged in other sports. 18% of the students play football, while 19 played cricket exclusively. 60 students played both football and cricket. 66 students played hockey exclusively, and another 11% played both hockey and cricket. Which option represents the school? Okay, we are given 4 Venn diagram. We have to identify which of these options represents the data that is provided to us. What we know is the total population is 600. 10% played football, hockey, and cricket together. So that is there. 10% in the middle is given here, 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 which is fine, not a problem. 60 were engaged in other sports. 60 of 600. So other sports is 60 of 600. Into 100, which is 10%. So bahar wala figure is also 10% is fine, not any problem. 18% of the student played football. 18% of the students play football, even that is correct. 90 played cricket exclusively. Okay. So cricket will be 90 upon 100 in 90 upon 600 into 100, which comes to 15%. So option D, जिसमें 14% दिया है, is wrong. Next, 60 students played football and cricket. 60 students played football and cricket, which is this combination. 60 is of 600 is 10%. We have already found out here. So option B, जिसमें that is 11% is wrong. Then we are given 66 students played hockey exclusively. 66. So hockey exclusively 66 upon 600 into 100, which is 11%. So hockey has to be 11%. So correct answer is option C. A is wrong here. Okay. We'll move to the next one. Shown below are pieces of a regular polygon. How many sides does this polygon have? You're given here 5 pieces which are a part of a regular polygon. You have to identify how many sides are there when you make up the complete polygon. Okay. So this is how this pieces gets organized. This is the first piece, which comes here. This is the second piece, which comes here. This is the third piece, which comes here. And this is the fourth piece, which comes here. And the final piece is fifth one. So the correct answer is 7, because the final polygon that is formed is a heptagon. A heptagon has 7 sides, so correct answer is 7. Okay, we'll move to the next one. How many different characters appear in the figure given below? How many different characters are there in this figure that is given here? So the total number of characters that appear here are 28. All 28 characters that appear are given here. All right. We'll move to the next one. How many fonts are used in the given set of words? We're given here a number of set of words. You have to identify how many fonts are used, how many different types of fonts are used in the set of words. Some fonts may be repeated also. Okay. So these are the different fonts that are coming in the given diagram. So it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This figure is 7 again. This is 9. This one is 6th font. This one is 1st. This is 10th. This is a new font. This whole thing is 4th font 4, font number 4. This is also font number 4. This is font number 1. This one is font number 7. This is font number 1. And this one is the 11th font. So the total number of fonts that are there in the figure is 11. Okay, we'll move to the next one. A shopkeeper is offering discount for festive season. The discount is based on some series. It's based on a series. The following table depicts the 5 combination of the series. The purchase amount and discount are in rupees. How much is the discount for a purchase of 75,000 rupees? If I were to purchase the 75, if I were to make a purchase of 75,000 rupees, what discount will I get is what I have to find. And we know that the purchase and the discount both are in some series. Okay. So this is how that increment is happening. So for the first slab, which is from 151 to 301, there's an increase of 150 rupees from 151 to 301. From 301 to 601, there's a purchase of 300 rupees. From 601 to 201, there's a purchase of 600, and so on. So what we do from here is we know the amount of increase till this part, till this juncture. Then we extrapolate, because what we observe is the doubling is happening. Increase in purchase is doubling. 150 into 2, 300 into 2 gets 600, 600 into 2 gets 1200, 1200 into 2 gets 2400, and so on. Where we found out, where we come to the last slab here, we found out that 75,000 rupees comes under this slab finally. Okay, in this slab. So we end there because that's what we have to find. Now we look at the discount, how the discount is increasing. If you look at the discount, it is increasing. So there are two possibilities, 2 ways of looking at it, that the discount increases 30, first by 30, then 60, then 120, then 240, then this is 240, 480, and so on. Or another way of looking at it is discount is 30 minus 1, 60 minus 60 minus 1, 120 minus 1, this one, 60, 120, 240, 480 minus, 480 minus 11, 30 minus 11, 60 minus 11, 120 minus 11, 240 minus 11, and so on, till we reach the last row here. There, the final discount that comes to 7669. Correct answer is this. Okay, we'll move to the next one. A greenhouse constructed in the shape of a hemispherical dome houses a cuboidal structure as shown in the figure. The top 4 corners of the cuboid just touch the inside of the hemisphere. The diameter of the hemisphere is 20 meters. We are given here the diameter of the cube of the hemisphere is 20 meters. Okay. The center of the base of the cuboid and the center of the base of the hemisphere, they are coinciding, which is shown here. They coincide here. A ladder AB is placed from one corner of the cuboid as indicated by point B, reaching to the center of the top surface of the cuboid as indicated by point A, which is the red line. You have to identify what is the length of the ladder here, AB. Okay. So in this case, if you simplify it, it's just a case of relooking this. How do we relook at it? Say, for example, if I were to connect these 2 points together like this, it forms a rectangle. Now, in a rectangle, the diagonals are the ones which are equal. So, what can be derived from that is, if this is x and y, xy is equal to AB, because both are diagonals of the rectangle AY BX. Okay. AY BX, XY is AB. What we also know is XY is radius of the hemisphere. Okay, this is the radius of the hemisphere. The radius of the hemisphere we know will be 20 by 2, which is 10 meters. So XY is 10 meters, which makes AB, which is the ladder, to be also 10 meters. So the correct answer is 10. Okay, we'll move to the next one. Which of the visual elements is or are a part of the design shown below? The elements may be rotated or scaled. Scaling and rotation is allowed. You have to identify which of these visual elements are a part of the graphic. One or more options are correct here. Okay. So here we'll move from option by option. This is the first option, option A. Option A can be found in this part here, here or here. Okay. So this is option A. Option B is a figure can be found here. Okay, this is option B. Option C, so A is fine, B is fine. Option C as a figure can be found here in this much part. So this is option C. C is also fine, and option D can be found in this part here. So D is also fine. So all the options A, B, C, and D are correct here. Okay, we'll move to the next one. Which of the figure can be drawn by neither lifting the pen nor redrawing the line? You cannot redraw the line, you cannot lift the pen. Okay, which of these options can be drawn by that? So one or more options are correct here. All right, so let's do this. So here, when we go with option A, it actually works because all these are formed by continuous loops that are there. Okay, so A is fine. B wala jo option hai can also be worked out something like this. Okay, where you first do this like this, and then you go in the second loop, which also ends, and we complete the whole thing. So B is fine. Option C. Okay, let's do this. Option C. We start with this figure. We arrive here. We go here. We come here. From here, we come here. We do that. We do that. And then we come back here, in which case this is left. C is not possible. Option D. In case of option D, yeah. So we do this, and then yeah, we are still not not repeating, and then from here we shift to the other loop, which is there. Okay, so, and then we complete the whole thing. So D is also possible. Correct answer is A, B, and D. All three are correct here. Okay, we'll move to the next one. Shown below is a design pattern. Which of the given options can be used as blocks to print the given pattern? Which of these options can be used as blocks to print this pattern? Okay, so these are the various blocks and how you can use the blocks. So A, if I look at option A can be repeated because the starting and the ending point of A are almost in line, like here, in all the possibilities. Okay, so A can be done and A can be found in this place. So A is correct. Option B. Option B is again in the same position as A, but because I have to differentiate it, I have to show that separately. That's why I have located B here, but it can be here also. So B also works. Option C, again, the same repetition happens. So C also works and D also works, which is here. So all the options A, B, C, and D are correct here. Okay, we'll move to the next one. Shown below are fractal images generated by repetition and scaling of a base unit. Shown next to the repetition are the fractal units. These are all the fractal units. Which option has or have the correct base unit? One or more options are correct. Okay. Now let's start with option A. In option A, it starts with this kind of a triad, versus we do not have that kind of a triad. We have this kind of a triad. We do not have this triad at all. Okay, this triad is not there. So A is wrong because of this. Option B, it starts fine, not a problem. Comes here also, not a problem, not a problem. The issue happens here where it becomes a Y like this. The vertical lines are missing here. So B is wrong because of that. Option C, not a problem. The Y is seen happening, repeating across. So C is correct. Option D also not any problem. You have that same repetition happening and it goes to the branches also. So D is also correct. So correct answer is C and D both. Okay, we'll move to the next one. Shown below is a wooden partition with hinges along K, L, L, M, N, MM, NN, and OO. These red lines are hinges, okay, which means that the wooden partition can be folded. The partitions are folded in such a way that two panels are visible side by side at any time. Which of the given options showing the folds is or are possible? Okay, one or more options are correct. So first I'll start with numbering the panels. These are the numbered panels. Now we'll first locate which panel is happening in the option. So in option A is generated by the panel 3 and 5. Option B is generated by the panel 1 and 6. Option C is generated by the panel 2 and 5. Option D is generated by the panel 2 and 4. Okay. Now, in this case, if you have a situation like how it happens in A, one panel here, but one intermediate panel in between, they cannot come together. Okay. There is no joint here in that case. Because 3 and 5, you have a fourth panel in between like this, which means the hinge joint is not possible. So A is wrong. Option D also has the same situation. It's 2 and 4, and then the in-between panel is here. So that makes this kind of an arrangement like we are getting it A. So D is also not possible. Option B. In case of option B, you have these two panels, and then you have 4 panels in between. Okay, like this. So henceforth, these two can come together. B is fine. And in case of option C, you have 2 panels, 2 and 5, which means 4 panels, 2 panels are coming in between like these, and they can also come together here. So C is also fine. The correct answer is B and C. Both are correct here. Okay. With this, guys, I will end today's session here. If you do find these are useful, do share it with the people whom it will be useful for, and do like and subscribe our content. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you.